new WLKY-TV Louisville. Now, Rick Little, Liz Everman, Fred Cowgill with sports, and meteorologist John Belsky with weather. This is the Channel 32 News 6 o'clock report.
Good evening. Topping our 6 o'clock report, the threat of more damaging thunderstorms.
Well, we are still trying to recover from the 1-2 punch of storms that started Sunday night. Thousands of people are still without electricity. Officials are saying this is the worst storm this area has seen since the 1974 tornado. At the peak of the storm last night, 79-mile-per-hour winds ripped trees out of the ground and damaged houses and cars. Apparently, it may not be over. John Belsky is here to explain. John?
Okay, thank you much, Liz. Well, first of all, let's start things off by saying everything is all right as of this hour. There are no watches, no warnings in effect for any portion of the Channel 32 viewing area, and things should be fairly quiet in most areas during the early evening hours. Now, look at the radar here, and we'll show you that there are a few heavy showers here and there, nothing near severe levels. Later on tonight, though, a band of thunderstorms out in Missouri may be moving this way. There's a moderate risk of severe weather across extreme northern Kentucky and all of southern Indiana, and we'll watch this thunderstorm activity. If we get it, it would be late tonight, late this evening, maybe around midnight, but that itself is not a definite thing. So at least we're in a little better shape than the last 2 days where we had these thunderstorms bearing down on us. Tonight, they're still about 200 miles away, and we're going to have to watch them and see what happens during the evening hours.
Thank you, John. Maybe our luck will hold out this time.
Let's hope so. The sound of the power saw could be heard all over the metropolitan area today as residents struggled as best they could to deal with the storm damage. Bill Francis reports that unlike the tornado of '74, where the damage was concentrated in one area, today you didn't have to travel far to find someone with a problem.
Everywhere you look today, you could see the wrath of the storm. In the West End, 3 cars took a direct hit from a giant tree, and Shawnee Park was hard hit. In Clarksville, Joseph Ferris was waiting on a tree service to move this tree off his house.
I've called them last night about 7 o'clock, but they've out on all kinds of emergencies right now, and I don't know if they were going to get back with me again later on. How soon, I don't know.
Ferris may have a long wait.
It's been hectic. We've been running everywhere just trying to secure the jobs, to get the main dangers away from the houses, the cars, anything that could pose a potential danger. But the way it's going now, I don't think anybody's going to be able to keep up.
In northeastern Jefferson County, 25 homes were isolated by a combination of fallen trees and downed utility poles.
Can't get out. I sure am. Fenced in.
This scene in Crescent Hill is typical of many residential areas today. Downed power lines and trees, and no one being able to say for sure when help might arrive. But in times like these, people pull together. Joseph Habib's next-door neighbor ran an electrical cord from his house so Habib can continue to enjoy life's necessities.
My refrigerator, a coffee maker, a fan, and the television.
For a lot of people, the damage was too much. All they could do was sit and stare in disbelief. Bill Francis, Channel 32 News.
In the wake of the 2 days of heavy weather, as many as 110,000 homes and businesses in Kentuckiana were left without power. That number has now been reduced to 34,000.
Crews are working around the clock to restore power to those who are in the dark. Julie Brown is live at the LG&E headquarters to bring us up to date. Julie?
I'm out here in the lobby, Rick, and it seems pretty quiet out here, but in closed doors behind me, LG&E workers are working feverishly to map out strategy to find out how best to restore the power to this area. But they say it may not be until the first of next week before we get it back.
Yesterday afternoon we got here and we worked about 1 o'clock last night. Right back again at about 5 this morning. It's been rough.
And there's no end in sight to the long hours in the blazing sun and high humidity for the workers who must untangle the endless snarls of wire to restore the power. But it's also been rough for those who are waiting for this work to be completed. Residents in this high-rise are having to rough it.
It's just frustrating, that's all. You just can't read, and oh, I'm so disappointed not watching television today.
But one woman remedied that situation.
I was so anxious to watch the Contra hearing that I just have gone out to a TV shop and bought me a little battery-powered television.
But for others, the power outage has been more than just an inconvenience. The cash register at this gas station worked, but it didn't bring up any sales because the power line to the pumps was severed in the storm, along with the line to the ice cream freezer. Just about the time the last of the melting ice cream bars was scooped out, the power came back on.
We probably lost about 900 gallons sales just this morning From about 9 o'clock to about 12, we pump about 900 gallons.
And what does that mean in dollars and cents?
Probably about 800.
And while the outage hurt some businesses, it was a boon to others.
The latest run-on. No, sir, I'm out of generators today. I do have a waiting list. I feel sorry for a lot of people, but it's helping me. I can't deny that.
With me now is Trish Burke, spokeswoman for LG&E. Trish, as long as we're on the subject of dollars and cents, what is it going to cost us? It is eventually going to cost the LG&E customers, correct?
At this time, Julie, obviously we have no idea what kind of costs will be incurred by this storm. In the long run, of course, restoration of service is a cost of doing business, but we're talking quite a bit down the line, probably.
Now, what do you say to people out there who don't have power? How hopeful can they be that their power will come back on?
Well, it will come back on. Obviously, we're working as hard as we can at this time, but there's extensive amount of damage and throughout our service area, and it's just going to take quite a while.
You'll be working through the weekend.
That's our best estimate right now.
We've gotten complaints from people who live in the West End who say they haven't seen LG&E trucks, they're without power. You are giving preference to the rich people in the East End. Is there any truth to that?
Absolutely none. That's ridiculous. No. We, the way that we prioritize our calls, obviously hospitals, nursing homes, community health facilities have to be taken care of as first and as fast as we can. And then we simply look at what repair efforts will help restore the most customers first.
What about the customers who have been out since the first storm? Do you given any priority to them at all?
Julie, I haven't gone back. Certainly when we get to we really aren't at that point. Through the day we have been dealing with wires that are down. We have been dealing with getting the circuits back on. We're really back at square one.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank
You've
you.
been at it many hours. And I hope they hurry because my power's been out since Sunday. Back to you.
Thank you, Julie. So's mine. Well, there was talk of funnel clouds last night, but according to the National Weather Service, the only confirmed tornado was near Stanford in Lincoln County, Kentucky. However, residents of Mount Sterling in Montgomery County were sure a tornado blew through their area last night. 3 people were injured after they were trapped inside a mobile home after the storm hit. In Winchester, Kentucky, the roof was blown off the Red Carpet Inn. Several guests had to be evacuated. Several large trees were blown down in Clark County, and it was tough, if not impossible, for motorists to get around after the storm because 8 roads were blocked by downed trees. There were also scattered power outages.
Also storm-related, a Park Duval woman and her infant daughter are recovering tonight from smoke inhalation after fire swept through their apartment. Darlene Porter says a candle caught the apartment on fire in her